So we are discussing this topic. What is Krishna consciousness? What is the process of Bhakti Yoga? And how can we make advancement on this path to the ultimate goal of life? Which means to attain your own transcendental form in relationship and in the loving service of Sri Radha and Sri Krishna in the transcendental realm of Vrindavan. That is our topic. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes various paths. The path of karma yoga, fruit of action in yoga. Gyan yoga, the process of knowledge. And bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is described to be the treasure within the treasure chest. There's 18 chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. 6 chapters are karma yoga, 6 gyan yoga, and the treasure in the middle, from chapter 7 to chapter 12, is bhakti yoga. However, within the first chapters and the last chapters, bhakti yoga is also present in many verses. Right? In chapter 2, he says, Neha bikramo nasasti pratyavayinadvidite swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate. By the smallest performance of bhakti yoga, all your desired results can be achieved. Nothing is ever lost in this path. At one point in the Gita, Krishna says, for those who want to worship me in the impersonal path, that is also possible, but it's very difficult. And it's not so sweet. It's full of suffering. Klesho adhikaras tesham. Krishna says, there's extra klesh. Klesh means suffering in this path. It's very dry. So there's suffering in it because the soul is yearning for nectar. The soul is made of nectar, amritasya putra. We are children of that divine nectar. We want to taste bliss. So the dry, impersonal path doesn't have this sweetness of love and relationship. It has no bliss. It has an impersonal sense of ananda, pleasure. The pleasure of freedom from suffering. It's very pleasurable. When you have a really, really, really bad headache, and you take some drug or some medicine and it goes away. Oh, I'm in bliss. In the Vedic tradition, that's described that you're like being drowned underwater, like a prisoner, and the guards, when they pull your head up out from the water, and you take a breath of fresh air, and it's blissful, and then you plunge back under. Another example of material happiness is once there was a king who asked his chief minister, what is happiness? Tell me. So the minister said, okay, I'll tell you, but we have to go on a river safari. So he said, okay. So they went on the river in the big boat, and they had a huge opulent feast. Like every day we're being served. Very sweet, nice prasadam. Very nice prasadam. So they fed the king very well. They went on the boat for hour after hour after hour. And then he asked the minister, he said, when are we going to get there? When are you going to tell me? He said, I have to show you what is happiness. When are we going to get there? Just wait, just wait. And then he said, I have to go to the bathroom. Which one? Right? Jivananda says, we're number 1 at number 2. It's the Temple of Peace. They have very good healing sanctuary. The king said, I have to go number 2. When are we going to get there? We're on the boat. He said, just wait. It's all very quick. When we get there, it's going to be arranged, everything, your place to rest, your latrine, everything, very nice, properly. If you go now, where are you going to go? In the jungle? Wait, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. The king said, okay. He waited. He said, I have to really go. It's really bad. Just wait 5 minutes more. 5 minutes later, I have to go. How far? I don't know. It's like they're going slow. They're not going fast enough. 5 minutes more. He said, if you don't go to the shore right now, I'm going to kill you. So they brought the boat to the shore, and the king darted off into the woods. Sat down, and we won't describe his business. But when he came back, got back on the boat. He said, are we going to get there? He said, no, we're going to go back now. What do you mean we're going back? You brought me all this way, all this nonsense, and now we're going back. I'm going to kill you. He said, just wait. Now you're going back. Try to understand the point. He said, I brought you to show you what is happiness. Are you happy now? 10 minutes ago, you were very agitated. Now you're happy. Are you happy? The king said, yes, this is happiness. Stomach is light, empty. Oh, happiness. Right? This is called material happiness. To evacuate. Another form of happiness is there. Oh, Prahlad Maharaj says, you want to know another kind of happiness? Oh, anyone ever got an itch? Oh, itchy, itchy, itchy. Kandutiyan said, the itch of material desire for sense pleasure. You can't wait to release that, to scratch that itch. And you think, this is happiness. So this is happiness of the senses, but the senses are inert, jad, matter. What is the Atma? What is the Atma's happiness? What is Paramatma? What is Ananda? This material sense pleasure is not Ananda. This is jad, inert, gross happiness. So Krishna says, you will try to approach the impersonal path, but there's no Ananda there. It's just freedom from suffering. There's no real sweetness. And so it's painful process. Kleshodikata rastesham. Avyakta sakta chetasam. Avyakta nidanam eva tatraka. He said, really, you shouldn't focus on this. If you really want to be with me, to approach me in the sweetness of spiritual life, then he described Bhakti Yoga. Okay, Bhakti Yoga is relationship with God in sweetness. Personal relationship. So Krishna said, you can approach me in different ways. Okay? There are different ways to approach Krishna. But in general, the process to approach Krishna and develop relationship with him, that is called Bhakti Yoga. That is Krishna consciousness. How to directly approach Sri Krishna? To realize you're Atma. We are Atma, soul, spiritual. So how can the spiritual nature be manifest, be awakened into your relationship with Krishna? That is the process of bhakti. So our Rupa Goswami describes Krishna bhakti ras bhavitamati. If you want to achieve Krishna consciousness, Krishna bhavita mati, then you must approach tatra lolyam. You must have greed for the association of those who have this wealth of love for Krishna. Sadhu sangha, sarva sastri koi. Therefore, associate with devotees, associate with devotees, associate with devotees. What kind of devotees? Svajati ashray snigdha. Those with a similar mood, those who are slightly more advanced or more advanced, who can help you and who are affectionate to you. This is sadhu sangha. But we should not think that Krishna is forcing us to love him and to be with him. This is an important principle. This is the path of love. So love is not forced. Otherwise, everyone would be forced to love Krishna. Everyone loves Krishna by their nature, but they see Krishna in different ways. Right? You see Krishna in the form of opulence, wealth, position. You see Krishna in the form of fame, beauty. All these are attributes of Krishna. All that is beautiful, all that is opulent, all that is knowledgeable, all that is powerful, all that is renounced even, that is all the potency of Krishna. So what we are doing is approaching Krishna directly in whole. Aishvaryasya, samagrasya, viryasya, yasasasriya. Everything all together, all these opulence, that is Krishna. But he is in his own transcendental form. So Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he described all the different ways that the soul can go through different levels of experience. There's the story of Gopakumar. He was a young boy, but he went through one stage to another, to one elevated position to another, to show that Krishna is giving you whatever you like. We should understand this about Krishna. Krishna is the personification of God who is all love, all sweetness, all beauty. So it's nothing about a forceful relationship. In Vedas it said, Eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. Krishna is the one from whom everyone manifests, Nityo Nityanam, the one eternal of all the eternals. Chetanashchitananam, the first conscious entity of all the conscious sparks, right? Like sparks of the great fire of existence, of being, of consciousness. He satisfies the desires of all. Eko, he alone can satisfy all desires. So that means whatever you desire, Krishna, or through his energies, facilitates, either through his external energy or his internal energy. So we are now experiencing life because of our desires. We are here because of our desire to be here, and Krishna is doing his best to facilitate. Enjoy. This is called the external energy of the Lord, or samsara, the material existence, Maya Devi. Enjoy. Bhog. But if you want to approach me, my internal energy, Swarup Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, my internal potency, then now you have this process. So Gopakumar, through the process of spiritual life, he came to heaven. He became a king. He started chanting this mantra that our gurus in our line give. Gopal mantra, mantras like this. Very quickly, he became a king on earth, but he was not satisfied. Why we think in this world, we think, oh, if I'm just a king, I'll be happy. If I'm very wealthy, if I have $1 billion, I'll be happy. But then why are billionaires getting divorced? Why are they having affairs? You've achieved the pinnacle of life, but you're still not happy. So, okay, let's go to heaven. Our Gurudev would say, there's goals and there's processes to achieve those goals. If the goal is money, job is the process. If the goal is a house, making money is the process. If the goal is heaven, doing pious activities is the process. If the goal is liberation, the process of knowledge, impersonal knowledge is the process. If the goal is relationship with me, the process is bhakti yoga. So how can we achieve the different levels of bhakti? Krishna says, Gopakumar, Sanatana Goswami said he went to heaven, he was Indra. King on this earth is not enough. You can be king of heaven. But that was not self-relishable. He saw Indra was always in anxiety. Gopakumar witnessed this. So we think, maybe if I'm the king of heaven, then I'll finally be happy. All the different demigods will worship and serve me. The god of fire, the god of the ocean, the god of wind. Everyone will serve me and follow my orders. And then finally I'll be happy. This is the condition of many demons in this world. Demons are always trying to take the post of the demigods, so they feel like they're controllers. In this world, they think once it's not enough to rule the world, everyone wants to rule the world. Very high-class demons, it's not enough to rule this world. They want to rule all worlds. So, nothing can satisfy your desires. Bhagavatam says, not all the wealth, not all the land, not all the worlds, not all the beautiful women can satisfy the desires of a lusty person. There's only ghee in the fire. So Krishna's arranging, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. You want to enjoy, enjoy. And fight with each other, try to enjoy. If you want to go higher than that, then Gopakumar went to one another planets, planets of the sages, experiencing the bliss of yoga. Higher and higher, the post of Lord Brahma, the secondary creator of this entire universe. But this cannot make the soul happy. Why? The soul is yearning for pure love. That is the nature of the Atma. It has relationship with Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. Until we experience that relationship, the fulfillment of that sweet relationship, we will not be satisfied. Therefore, Krishna teaches in the Bhagavad Gita how to develop that relationship. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Offer your heart and mind to me. Very sweetly, Krishna said, oh, if you want that, Arjuna said, this world is full of fighting. Family members are fighting with each other. What to speak of natural enemies? Your own family is fighting with you. How much are you going to absorb yourself in the battlefield of material life? Just come to me. Man mana bhava. Offer your mind to me. So now we have the process of bhakti. Now there are different levels. Gopakumar went to Vaikuntha. But even in Vaikuntha, he saw Lord Narayan sitting on his beautiful throne. And he wanted to run and embrace him. And he went running. My Lord, my Lord. And everyone was shocked. What is he doing? Stop him, stop him. Like someone's running to go to the president. They know, what is he going to do? They stopped him. They thought, what's this? He is God. I love him. Why can I not embrace him? So Vaikuntha, he was not satisfied. Why? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in Vaikuntha, the relationship is mixed with Aishvarya, opulence. This is hampering the pure love. So from there he went to Ayodhya Loka, where Lord Ram is present. He wanted to play with Ram. Hanuman, everyone said, no, you cannot play with Ram. You can worship Ram, follow Ram, serve Ram. No playing with Ram. Hanuman, when they're baby Ram, baby Kakusandi, baby, then maybe some play. But not always. Okay, Dwarkadam. There's some more sweetnesses there. Very beautiful. Lord Ram's beauty, Sita Devi's beauty, Hanuman, oh. But the point is, in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami says, according to your nature, you will approach the Lord. Within the Atma, your soul, there's some specific nature. Sanatana Goswami describes this. Sanatana Goswami's Brihad Bhagavatamrita is the first Goswami literature. He was the guru, really, of all the Goswamis. And he described that this nature is fixed. There will be some taste or tendency within your Atma, your soul. And as you practice bhakti, this will start to manifest or arise. And according to that taste, you will go into different kinds of sadhu sangha. So sometimes your guru may be general, giving you general facility. Generally, our gurus, like our Swami Prabhupada, our guru, they give general facilitation for all kinds of sadhakas, practitioners, according to their various tastes. Our Gurudev, he had some Ram Bhaktas, disciples, and he said, oh, your goal is Ram. He said, I approve this. I'm giving you Ram deities to worship. Why? I can see in your Atma, you are Ram Bhakta. Very good. So in the land of Vrindavan, this is Krishna's own realm, Krishna's eternal Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, this is only for those people who just want to be with Krishna, to love Krishna. This realm of Vrindavan is not where Krishna is enforcing everyone to serve him. This is not pure love. It's an important thing to understand. Vrindavan is where all the jivas who have become mukta, liberated, as well as all the eternal associates of the Lord and the direct expansions of Lord Balaram and Srimati Radharani, all the cowherd boys, all the gopas, gopis, they're all eternally present in their divine dance of love for Sri Krishna. According to your nature, if you are desiring that, it's described by Sanatana Goswami in our Guru Varga. If you're inclined towards that, it means there must be something within you that is drawing you in that direction. So you may think, oh, it's like a choice. I'm choosing this. But who knows what is your choice and what is... Like if I were to ask you, what flavor of ice cream do you want tonight? And I give you 10 options. You're going to pick one. Which one are you going to pick? The one that you have taste for. Right? So you have a tendency, a nature. That gives you an inclination. Like in our path, it's described even by flowers you can understand. What kind of flower do you like? What kind of mood? What kind of fragrance? You can see something in your nature according to those things. It's very mysterious. So in Vrindavan, everything there is according to natural, spontaneous love. To approach Vrindavan, you must take shelter of the Braja Gopis. This is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Without the Sakhi's mercy, Srimati Radhika's expansion's mercy and her mercy, to enter Vrindavan is not so easy. She is Vrindavaneshwari, Supreme Empress of Vrindavan. So her mercy is necessary. Swami Prabhupada, when he came to America, he wrote on the boat before he came into Boston Harbor, said, if Radharani is happy, then Krishna will be happy. Yes? What's the song? Radharani Khushi Habe. If Radharani is happy, then Krishna can do everything. He's waiting for her desire. So now we'll understand and talk a little about Vrindavan. In our specific path, our Srila Gurudev and our Srila Swami Prabhupada, they established the glory of Vrindavan. If you go to the temples, we are not worshipping Lakshmi Narayan so much. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra are there. Lord Ram is there. Many temples. But the primary temples, mostly like in Mayapur. Mayapur, Prabhupada said this is like the headquarters of his mission, right? There is Srimati Radhika, Madhav, Krishna, and all the 8 Sakhis. Vrindavan, Radha Shyam Krishna Balaram, why? It's Raman Reti, where every day Krishna Balaram go to graze the cows. And Gaurnitai, and Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, Lalita Vishaka. So Swami Prabhupada, he provides facility to enter Vrindavan according to whatever rasa you have. Why? He is Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Guru for the whole world, means you may approach the Lord as Ram, you may approach the Lord as Vishnu, you may approach the Lord as Jagannath, or as Krishna Balaram, as Gaurnitai, according to your taste, your nature. But his specific mood encompasses all of them. Why? Madhurya Ras, the mood of love in the service of Srimati Radharani as a Braja Gopi. This is described to include all the other rasas. So there are 5 primary rasas: Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. The mood of passive love like a sage, mood of service, mood of friendship, mood of parental affection, and mood of this romantic conjugal love, the divine couple, Shri Radha Krishna. So Swami Prabhupada and our Srila Gurudev offered this. Our Srila Gurudev helped us specifically focus on the essence of the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is ultimately to understand the glory of Srimati Radhika and to develop appreciation for her, and for those fortunate souls who desire that, who have that nature, to develop the desire to be the maidservant of Srimati Radhika. That is our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So there, some understanding should be there how to approach this. What is our basic process? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant this mantra, right? This is as described by all of our Goswamis. You chant this mantra, 32-syllable mantra. Japa. There's 3 kinds of japa, loudly, softly so you can hear, loudly so others can hear, and in your mind. Manasik. And then you chant mantras. So Maha Mantra, how do we chant the Maha Mantra? Primarily, we do it in Kirtan. What other way? Japamala. Right? Everyone here has a Japamala? Some new devotees, but you can get a Japamala. Why? Japamala is umbilical cord to Radha Krishna. Right? Catching hold at the lotus feet of Tulasi Devi. And you chant the names of the Maha Mantra on these Tulasi beads. Right? So within Vrindavan, the primary mood, this is Krishna's own, why? The whole universe, all the different lokas, even if you get liberation, you can have your own planet of Vaikuntha, which means your own planet, like beyond liberation. And you can be like Narayan. He arranges this. If you like that, take it. Diyamanam. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita that says, Salokya sarsti samipya surupya Dhyamanam nagrananti vinamat sevanam yata. The real devotees don't accept any kind of liberation from Krishna without his loving service. So Krishna arranges all these things. But if you want to be in Vrindavan, then that's his own home. Not even his own home, Radharani's home. Her place. She is managing everything. Through her, Swarup Shakti, Yogamaya potency, Antaranga Shakti, and everything is being arranged. So in Vrindavan, all the rasas are present, but primarily Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. The mood of friendship, like the cowherd boys, the mood of the parental affection, like Madhya Shodananda, mother and father of Krishna, and Madhurya, the mood of the love of Shri Radha and the Braja Gopis. Now, corresponding to this Leela is Gaur Leela. So we're going to describe a little bit the process of hearing, chanting, and remembering. These are the 3 main limbs of devotion. Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran. Hearing, chanting, remembering. What is the process of this? What is the primary recommendation? First of all, we should understand that hearing, to hear means Nam, Rup, Gun, and Leela. To hear about the names, forms, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. That means the names of Krishna and Gauranga and Nityananda. Qualities, forms, also of Gauranga, Chaitanya. Don't avoid Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. If you want to advance, then Yata Yata Gaura Padara Vinde. As you develop bhakti, Vindeta Bhakti Krita Punya Rashi. That fortunate soul who develops devotion for the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, as much as you develop devotion for the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, then the nectar from the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, that Radha Ras, will also manifest in your heart. How can we develop devotion for Mahaprabhu? While neglecting Nitai. Heno Nitai Vine Bai Radha Krishna Paite Nai Dhrida Kori Dharo Nitai Pai. Take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. In his eternal aspect, he is also Ananga Manjari. Right? The younger sister of Srimati Radhika. So we pray to that Lord Nityananda. Hey, without Nityananda's mercy, Ar kabe nitai chan karuna hoibe sangsara basana mor kabe tuchahabe. Without the mercy of the golden moon, Lord Nityananda, we can never get free of the desires for material enjoyment in this world. He gives this eternal ananda, bliss. Without his mercy, we can never achieve pure bhakti. Therefore, we again and again take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. We should chant this Do kirtan of Gaur Nitai. That's why as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we do bhajans every day. We have a kram, a sequence. Guru, Vaishnav, Lord Nityananda, Lord Gauranga, Harinam glories. Then Radha Krishna. But we do not jump straight to Radha Krishna. You must take shelter of Gaur Nityananda. So this is the process of hearing. We also therefore hear. Our Swami Prabhupada came, established Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada, his guru, and our great Param Guru said, if all the other books were lost and you could only have one book, which book would it be? People gave different answers. Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, no. Bhagavad Gita, no. Chaitanya Charitamrita. He said, if all other books were lost, you keep one book. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. From that, everything else will again remanifest. That is the essence of everything in this age. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam. Who is giving this Harer Nam? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is our way to Krishna. We cannot bypass. Therefore, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, introduction, Swami Prabhupada established the glories and the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he is the avatar to save us in this age. Therefore, we again and again meditate upon the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That's why our worldwide headquarters for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas is Mayapur. This is our worldwide headquarters, not for ISKCON only, for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, headed by Sri Swami Prabhupada, establishing this, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada. Together, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada established Chaitanya Mat, Akaramat Raj, the Mool temple, and Sri Swami Prabhupada is establishing this Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir, which will be like a golden light post, right? Guiding the whole world to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore we develop this bhakti for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Hearing about this and chanting, Krishna Mahaprabhu said to Nityananda, go everywhere and teach everyone, Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna. Teach about Krishna, chant about Krishna, learn Krishna's instruction. Nityananda said, I accept your instruction. And he went everywhere and he said, Bhaja Goranga, Kaha Goranga, Loho Gorangir Naam, Jai Jana Gorangir Bhaja Se Hoy Amar Prana Rai. So when we do kirtan, we sing Nitai Goranga Jai, Nitai Goranga Jai, Nitai Goranga Jai, Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga. We don't know anything but our Lord Nityananda, our Lord Gauranga. All our gurus in our line are coming in that line, the mercy incarnations of Lord Nityananda. Without his mercy, there's no question of achieving the mercy of Sri Radha Madhav. Jai Gauranga Jeva Dube Se Radha Madhava Antaranga. Gaura Prema Rasarnave Se Tarange Jeva Dube Se Radha Madhava Antaranga. We must take shelter of Gaur Nityananda. Hearing, chanting, remembering all these angas of bhakti. All the limbs of bhakti we practice, we also offer to Lord Nityananda and to Lord Gauranga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have the process of hearing, we have the process of chanting and remembrance. These are the three primary limbs called Swarup Siddha Bhakti. By their very nature, eternally perfect, effulgent. So how do we perform the process of Smaranam also? Generally this is left more murky. Like we say, oh, just remember Harikatha. Good, it's a starting point. It's left a little bit secret because the primary limb is Shravan Kirtan. Of the three, by the fruit of Shravan, you can perform pure Kirtan. By the fruit of Kirtan, you can naturally enter the path of remembrance. Therefore, the path of remembrance or contemplation is spontaneously followed. Swata Siddha. Automatically will manifest. Spontaneously. As material attraction diminishes, spiritual attraction awakens, and there greed is the only cost. One time I asked Vaishnavas, oh, this book, that book, can we read, can we study? He said, if you have the greed, who can tell you not to? Our Gurudev would say, one time someone asked, can I join the temple, Gurudev? Can I become your disciple, Gurudev? And he said, you don't ask someone's parents, can I fall in love with your daughter? Can I fall in love with your son? Love is automatic. Afterwards, you ask permission. Can I marry your daughter? Can I marry your son? And then you say, hut! So, Smarana means Kirtana Prabhave Smarana Hoibe. Our Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada did not recommend Nirjan Bhajan, which means imitative contemplation. Imitating our past acharyas, our Goswamis. He said, chant Harinam nicely, properly, hear Harikatha properly, perform Kirtan, and naturally you can develop on the path of remembrance. Okay, now I'm going to describe our japa mala. Every day we chant on our japa. Our Swami Prabhupada established at least 16 rounds for those who have taken Gayatri mantras. We chant Gayatri mantras morning, midday, evening, and we chant Maha Mantra at least 16 rounds on the 108 beads. And Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, for those living in the temple life, he said, try to chant 64 rounds, at least. He wanted that. Why? Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj was involved doing the daily newspaper, setting each letter by hand in the press. He was busy day and night in service and programs, and yet Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, you must chant your 64 rounds. He said, I don't have time. What should I do? Should I eat less? Should I do less seva? Or chant more and do less seva service? He said, no. How much do you sleep? 4 hours. Try to sleep 3. You need 1 more hour for chanting, then do 3 hours sleep. So he recommended that. So really there's no upward limit. Why? Haridas Thakur chanted 3 lakhs Harinam a day. And Rupa Goswami, how much did he chant? Who is higher, Rupa Goswami or Haridas Thakur? Haridas Thakur is Namacharya. Rupa Goswami is everything. Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jenu Bhutale. Right? So once you develop this relationship, who is there to regulate it? Develop this love. So the japa beads, we should understand who is in the japa mala. We're going to do a series of courses on this. Some devotees have asked me. How do I understand each bead? Each bead is a personality. So in Vrindavan, the primary rasa or relationship, the Adi rasa, the original mellow of love, is that shared between Shri Radha and Krishna. That is called Adi ras, the original mellow of love, relationship. It's also called Shringar ras, which means this mood of such a deep love that it leads to the highest sense of intimacy and sweetness. Shringar rasa. So the japa in Vrindavan, all the rasas support Shringar rasa. Right? All the rasas support that. All the places in Vrindavan, all the moods in Vrindavan are there to support the love of Shri Radha and Shri Krishna and the expansions of Shri Radha, the Astasakis, her 8-fold expansions, and all her friends. So in our japa mala, that's why some people may say, I'm chanting japa. For me, is the japa mala all the sakas? Right? Because there are 108 beads. These 108 beads represent the 108 principal gopis of Sri Krishna. It's not that for some they're representing cows and calves. For some they're representing cowherd boys. For some they're representing Madhya Yashoda, Nanda Baba. They're all, for every sadhaka, this is the 108 chief gopis. Why? Because this is the primary relationship in Braj. Everything else is in support of that. But if you have a taste for another rasa, that itself is complete. For you, there's no lacking. If you're aspiring and you have a mood towards serving Krishna in the form of Saka or Vatsalya rasa, Gopa, Gopi, parent, then your perfection is still achieved through chanting this mantra, Maha Mantra. So you chant the Maha Mantra. Middle bead is Radha Krishna. First 8 beads, the big side, are Astasakis. Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Indulika, Tungavidya, Saki. These are the 8 primary Sakis. Each of these Sakis has 8 Sakis under them, meaning in their yut or group. I'll do an episode specifically about all of these, each of the 108 gopis. What is their color of their cloth? What is their service? What is their family members' names? Who is their mother and father? Who is their husband? It's very beautiful because then when you chant, you can chant with Sambandha relationship. Oh, now I'm chanting and praying to Lalita. Now I'm chanting and praying to Vishaka. Now to Chitra. Now to Rangadevi, Sudevi, Induleka. And then who? Then you have 8, Lalita Devi's group, 8 Astamanjaris. There's Astamanjari also. 8 primary Manjaris. And you should understand, each of them they've described, our Goswamis have described what is the color of their cloth, primary, right? Not that that's the only thing they ever wear. Why? We dress the deities always in different outfits. But it's like they're, like when you're busy and you have like, oh, it's your go-to. Like someone who's an expert cook, they'll have like a go-to thing. They really like to cook. And when they're busy or running out of time, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make that. Pull it out of here. So they have their general attire, like Srimati Radhika. She wears her blue shawl, very beautiful reddish lehenga, skirt, kanchuli blouse. So all these things are described. Just like Mahaprabhu has primary associates, Chosati Mahanta, 64 associates, 6 Goswamis, Asta Kaviraj, 8 great poets. We should develop relationship with these personalities. We're in a personal path. So in school, you go and you do history class. Who is this person? Who is that person? Alexander, this, that, the other, this king, that, the other. You fill your head up with so much nonsense in school. And I assume something good. Right? Some great teachers, they say, knowledge is what you learn after you forget everything in school, from school. Right? So that's good. We go to school, we study, we exercise our brain. But we are in Gaudiya Vaishnav school. So we should collect some knowledge. Who is our family? Who are Mahaprabhu's associates? Rakeshwar Pandit, Mukunda Datta, and all these Murari Gupta, all these associates, all the associates in Puri and Navadvip. In the morning we pray to all the Mahaprabhu's associates in Puri, I offer pranam. To all the associates in Navadvip, I offer pranam. To all associates in Vrindavan. To all Vaishnavas past, present, and future, I offer my pranam. Raghunath Das Goswami would offer 1,000 sastang pranam, prostrated obeisance, to each of the associates of Mahaprabhu and Krishna every day. 1,000. And then he would offer 1,000 obeisances to all the holy places every day. 2,000. This is called sadhana, practice. So there are Ashtamanjaris. Who are the Ashtamanjaris? Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami. Rati Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami. Lavanga Manjari, Sanatan Goswami. Then Rasa Manjari, Raghunath, Bhatta Goswami. Guna Manjari, Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Vilas Manjari, Srila Jeev Goswami. Kasturi Manjari, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Manjulali Manjari, Srila Lokanath Das Goswami. Ashtamanjaris. Then each of the Astasakis has 8 within their group, primary Sakis, and 4 primary Manjari servants, associates. Nitya Sakis, Pran Sakis. Srimati Radhika also has 4. Rupa, Rati, and who are the other 2? Guru Pad Padma and Param Guru. So therefore, this is according to each sadhaka. If they are entering that highest rasa, then it will be each to them their own specific Guru and Param Guru, according to each jiva. That's who we call Janme Janme Prabhu Se, life after life Guru. Because when we go to a school, we may have different levels of teachers, primary school, kindergarten, high school. Not every Guru is Janme Janme Prabhu Se. But every Guru is expansion of Lord Nityananda. Therefore, every Guru is the mercy of Krishna. But when you realize your eternal Guru, that is called Bhagavat Parampara. It may be Diksha, maybe Shiksha, maybe Bhajan Guru. The river of Bhakti flows of its own course. You cannot control it. That's why someone may have one Guru and their heart may be drawn to another. That's okay. You honor. Guru is father, Gayatri Mata is mother. You honor that. But Janme Janme Prabhu, it said in the Japamala, you meditate. Why? So now we're up to how many beads? 8 Sakis, expansions of Radharani. Each of them have 8 Sakis, 64. The original 8, 72. 8 Manjaris, Ashtamanjaris, 80. How many are left? 28. 28. Who are they? There are many lines of the Gaudiya family, but it's one family. But who we know with our Guru line is not represented. Who is Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada? Nayanamani. Who is Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Kamala Manjari. All their disciples and followers, they've described this themselves. Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself said, Kamala Manjari Nam. I am Kamala Manjari. This is my age, this is my cloth, this is my service. So to understand this process, you follow Dhyan Chandra Padati, especially in the line of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. The process of meditation in this Archan process is given. But nowadays, this must be followed very seriously. Shravan, Kirtan primarily. service to Guru and Vaishnav and the following of sadhan bhakti very seriously. Vidi marga rata jane swadinata ratnadane raga marga konana pravesh. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, by seriously following the path of rules and regulation with attraction and desire for that higher thing, then spontaneously you will enter into the path of divine love, rag. Raga basavati hoy parakiya bhavashray labe jeev Krishna premavesh. By following that path of rag, then the shower of the mercy of Srimati Radharani and her associates will come into your heart, and you will enter this mood of parakiya ras. This is as described by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Labe jeev Krishna premavesh. And at that point, this Krishna prema will be tasted. So we chant on our japa mala and we meditate on all our Guru Parampara. They're all represented there. Why? For us, then there's relationship. Without Guru Parampara, there's no relationship. It's all just far off fantasy. Oh, Lalita Saki, Vishaka Devi, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, Rup Goswami. But how are you connected there? Therefore, in our line, ultimately, you have to develop relationship, sambandha. Sambandha gyan means, what is your relationship? Sambandha gyan, this is necessary. Right? Like sometimes I give this point. We say, as a child, you go to school, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is knowledge, shiksha, teaching. Without relationship, what is this knowledge? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. First comes mommy and daddy, then comes me. You need relationship. Without relationship, how do you get spiritual birth? So Guru, Vaishnav give you that spiritual relationship. Therefore, our Japamala, we chant with relationship. Our Swami Prabhupada, our beloved Gurudev, and Vaishnavs. How can we meditate upon their lotus feet? Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma, Bandhamui Chabadana Mate. Without Guru Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti is far off. So we develop Guru Bhakti, Pratamam tu Gurum Pujjam, Tataschayava Mamarchan. This is all the process of Bhakti Yoga. First, Pratamam tu Gurum Pujjam. First, it's described, you must offer love and devotion to the lotus feet of Guru Pad Padma. And understand, if you have that taste or desire to serve Radharani in that mood, Braja Bhakti Ras, then Radha Sakhi Sangha Nivasinam. Guru Pad Padma is not only this mortal form. Why? Acharyam mam bijaniyam. Don't think acharyas namartya buddhisuyeta, mortal, ordinary human being like us. Why? Soul is also not ordinary. You understand? You think Guru is ordinary, but you're also not ordinary. So you think you're ordinary, Guru is ordinary, everything is just body, 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 flesh, flesh, flesh. What is the soul's swarup? What is the soul's form? So Radha Sakhi Sangha Nivasanam. If you're approaching Guru in that line, Guru is also in that line. And Navadvip. Gaur Parshad, associate of Mahaprabhu. Therefore, how can you meditate upon the form of Guru in Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila? This is called Smaranam, remembrance, contemplation. Guru is not just, I'm meditating upon Guru, Guru, Guru. He's this form. This form is good, perfect. But what is his Gaur Lila Swarup? In Krishna Lila Swarup, we want to also meditate upon that gradually. That process is revealed naturally by the practice of bhajan. Therefore, bhajan it's not something that can be given, because how can you be given something if you're not able to receive it? Guru wants to give you this wealth, but are you able to receive it or not? Guru, they've given me everything. Let me know who I am and you are and everything is. Okay, but after I let you know, you're still going to want to play video games. You still have material desires. So therefore, cleanse your heart. Cheto dharpana marjanam. Follow Shikshastakam, follow Upadeshamrita, the instructions of Rupa Goswami. Follow Manashiksha, the instructions of Raghunath Das Goswami. That is Siddha Pranali. People talk about Siddha Pranali, Siddha Pranali. Siddha Pranali means study and practice Shikshastakam, practice Upadeshamrita, practice Manashiksha. Then you can become qualified for Siddha Pranali. In the actual instructions about Siddha Pranali, these instructions are given. Na dharmam, na adharmam, shrutigana niruktum kilya kuru. Manashiksha number 2. We think these are like, ordinary instructions. Asadvarta Veshya, Vrisudramati, all these instructions. This is like for practitioners on the lower level. No. on the highest levels of practice, as described by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the final chapters of Jaiva Dharma. It said, if you want to achieve your Swarup Siddha position, perfected form and realization, Swarup Siddhi, then you must follow Manashiksha, Upadeshamrita, Shikshastakam. That is the Siddha Pranali, the process to achieve perfection. Therefore, don't think this is something that is so easily achieved. It's very easy if you follow the process. Scientists will study for decades to realize one idea. And they get a Nobel Prize. Why? They spend 20, 30 years discovering this thing. So spend 20 years discovering your Atma. Like we see Prabhu's doing, different devotees doing, every day doing sadhan. This is the perfection of human life. How long are we going to work and do our mundane duties? Why don't we give some work to the development of the soul and our relationship with God? This is the purpose of human life. So that's why I'm always remembering devotees so seriously practicing bhajan. Our Chiranjit Prabhu here, Shamapriya, devotees every day doing such nice sadhan. This is the perfection of human life. This is devotees showing us the way how to practice spiritual life. But also we should not imitate according to our level. For sadhakas, Guru Seva. Temple life, Guru Seva is the best way to develop Sukriti, the best way to advance, Guru Seva. But the real Guru Seva is chanting Harinam. Gopakumar, he would go and get so many duties, maintain the kingdom, do this, do that. And then his Guru would come and check on him and said, what are you doing all these nonsense duties for? Chant Harinam. That is your duty. Once you finish your Harinam, then do anything else. Once you have relationship, then everything is sweet. Without relationship, everything is dry and karma. Without Harinam, all your services can become karma. Only for your own desires, fulfillment. So therefore, Harinam, Harinam. Siddha Pranali means within Siddha Pranali, there are Ekadash Bhav. What is your group? What is your name? What is your identity? What is your relationship? What is your service? What is all these things? But how are you going to realize that thing or any of those things if you can't walk the path of bhakti sincerely? So this is the teaching of our lineage. We pray to our Gurudev that we can follow this sincerely. This is a very sweet path. Bhakti Ras is very sweet. Therefore, it needs protection. Because it's so sweet that you become maddened into this, like we heard this morning. Like the gopi who saw Krishna for the first time. And she became intoxicated and as if mad. So we have to have some protection in this life. So our protection is Sadhu Sangha. Our protection is Nam Sankirtan, Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathurava Shraddhaya Shri Murtir Sevan. Therefore, we're very fortunate. We have Temple of Peace. Shri Radha Manju is there. We take shelter of Radha Manju in our homes. We have Thakurji, like Chiranjit Prabhu and Shamapriya Didi's home. Beautiful Thakurji there. Giriraj, Govardhanju. This is so auspicious, right? This is called proper spiritual life. Thakurji Seva. Without Thakurji Seva, how can you honor Prasad? How can you develop Sambandha? Therefore, Thakurji Seva, Rupa Goswami said, these 5 limbs of bhakti should be practiced. Nam Sankirtan, like we are doing together, Bhagavat Shravan, hearing Harikatha, residing in a holy place or making whatever place you're in holy, while meditating on the Dham, make your home like a Dham. And with love and devotion and faith, serve the deity. This is our basic principle. By following this, very quickly we can come onto the path of rag, attraction. But this path of attraction goes side by side with the path of Vaidhi, rules and regulation. We don't follow one without the other. We follow both. This is our path. So we're praying to our Gurudev that we can sincerely follow this. In all the rasas in Braj, Krishna satisfies the desires of all the jivas, all his associates, gives them complete ananda. Right? So we meditate ultimately upon Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained what is the eightfold daily pastimes of Mahaprabhu, what are the eightfold daily pastimes of Radha Krishna, and how you can meditate on both and serve in both, in your self-realized form. That is our process. When we achieve that in this life, this can gradually lead us to the state of Bhav Bhakti, ecstatic experience of bliss in relation to Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu. And if you can achieve Bhav Bhakti, then that means that is your last life in material existence, samsara. Upon giving up this material body, you'll take birth in Goloka Vrindavan. First, Bhoma Vrindavan, this world, Vrindavan, or any other universe. I'm describing the final process of attainment. If you can achieve Bhav Bhakti, then wherever Krishna is performing his Leela, your Atma will go there, and you'll take birth there from the womb of the gopis. And then by performing sadhan there as Vastu Siddhi, then you can finally go to Golok Vrindavan, and there Krishna is satisfying the desires of all the jivas. In Sakya Ras, when he's eating with the cowherd boys, it is like he is sitting with each cowherd boy, and he's feeding them with his own hand. And so the desire of that Atma, like when Gopakumar went to Vrindavan, Krishna embraced him, finally you are home. And his heart was filled with bliss. So each of the associates of Krishna are completely filled with bliss by relation with Krishna. Similarly, the Braja Gopis, when Krishna meets with Srimati Radhika, all the other Sakhis, Krishna also expands and meets with them. But those who are specifically under the shelter and the footstep followers, Srimati Radhika, they have no desire to separately meet with Krishna because their heart is completely satisfied by their relation with her. And it's described that all of her experiences of her love and relation, her moods and her experience with Krishna also manifests upon in the hearts and the bodies of her associates. So this is our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy given by our Goswamis and our Guru Varga. We're meditating upon the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, Srila Swami Prabhupada, our Guru Varga, that we can follow this process of Nam Sankirtan, Nam Yajna, hearing Harikatha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavat Shravan, worship of the deities. And this way we can make advancement on the path of spiritual life. Hare Krishna.